시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 전 세계 교회와 선교지 소식 전해드리는 CGN 월드뉴스 정은지입니다. 첫 번째 소식, CBN에서 보낸 소식부터 전해드립니다. 아제르바이잔이 점령한 아르메니아 지역 나고르노 카라바흐가 사라질 예정입니다. 나고르노 카라바흐 정부는 지난 1월 1일 정부를 해산하기로 했습니다. 이 같은 결정은 아제르바이잔 군대가 지역을 점령하면서 비롯됐습니다. 자세한 소식 전해드립니다. 나고르노 카라바흐 정부 지도자들 일부는 아제르바이잔에 투항하거나 체포됐습니다. 이에 나고르노 카라바흐 인구 절반 이상인 8만 명은 집단 학살을 우려하며 아르메니아로 피난했습니다.
It was a nightmare. There are no words to describe. The village was heavily shelled. Almost no one is left in the village. Most people have been evacuated.
아제르바이잔 군대의 대대적인 공습으로 14,000명의 난민들이 아르메니아로 피난해야 했고 수천 명이 하나뿐인 국경 검문소를 통과하기 위해 엄청난 교통체증 속에 갇혀 있습니다. 나고르노 카라바흐는 아제르바이잔과 아르메니아 사이에 있는 고립 영토입니다.
This is an area of Armenia, Nagorno-Karabakh, that has been contested for many years. It has historically been filled with Armenians, Armenian cultures, the Christian faith.
국제적으로는 아제르바이잔 지역으로 인정받고 있지만 나고르노 카라바흐는 30년간 아르메니아 민족이 지배했습니다. 최근 2명의 미국 의원들이 이 지역을 방문해 니콜 파니샨 아르메니아 총리를 만났습니다. 그는 현재 인종 청소가 일어나고 있다고 말했습니다.
The exodus of Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh continues as a result of Azerbaijan's ethnic cleansing policy. Analysis show that in the coming days, there will be no more Armenians left in Nagorno-Karabakh. This is a direct act of ethnic cleansing and deprivation of a homeland, as we have been telling the international community for a long time.
아르메니아 소식을 다뤄온 척 홀튼 기자는 아제르바이잔의 야망이 나고르노 카라바흐 국경에서 멈추지 않을 것이라고 경고합니다.
The real concern here is that Azerbaijan is not going to stop by just taking over this one exclave. They're literally talking about taking all of Armenia.
아르메니아인들은 기독교를 받아들인 최초의 사람들 가운데 하나입니다. 그러나 곧 이곳의 종교적, 민족적 역사가 사라질 수 있다는 우려가 제기되고 있습니다. 이어서 국제기독연대의 조엘 벨드캠프가 자세한 소식 전해드립니다. 현재 나고르노 카라바흐에 남아있는 아르메니아인들의 안전은 보장할 수 없는 상황입니다.
As far as we know, everyone who can leave is leaving right now. I talked to an Armenian friend of mine who's in the capital city of Nagorno-Karabakh yesterday, and he told me that the only people he could see in the streets were very, very elderly people and people with perhaps mental illnesses. Whatever Armenians do stay behind will essentially be hostages to the Aliyev regime of Azerbaijan, one of the worst dictatorships in the world, and we have grave fears for their safety.
나고르노 카라바흐를 떠난 난민들 또한 어려운 상황입니다.
It's enormous. The population of Armenia has increased 4% in 1 week because of this. 90,000 people have now left Nagorno-Karabakh for Armenia. The 30,000 remaining almost certainly will in the coming few days. Armenia is not a rich country by any means. This is going to be an enormous refugee crisis, an enormous challenge for all the aid organizations working to help these people. Many of them are fending for themselves. Many of them we've seen are sleeping in their cars, are sleeping in tents, are sleeping in the streets of the city of Goris, which is close to Nagorno-Karabakh in Armenia. The European Union has pledged 500,000 euros to help the refugees. That's about $4 per person, roughly. The U.S. came in slightly better with 11.5 million, but this is not anywhere near to covering the needs that these people are going to have.
이 같은 사태는 아제르바이잔의 봉쇄가 시작됐을 때 충분히 예견할 수 있었습니다.
There absolutely should be sanctions against some of the leadership in Azerbaijan, the president and some of the officials in the government who orchestrated this ethnic cleansing of Nagorno-Karabakh. There should also be firm measures taken to defend the territorial integrity of Armenia. As you said just now, Armenia itself is probably the next target for Turkey and Azerbaijan. So we're very concerned about this.
그는 또 세계 교회에 중보 기도를 요청했습니다.
It's a lot of Armenians right now are very upset because, as you said, this blockade lasted for 9 months and they were crying out for help during these 9 months, and it seemed like the global church really didn't listen. But it's never too late to do the right thing. People should link up. They should find organizations that are working to help these refugees. Christian Solidarity International is doing that. The Armenian Red Cross is doing that. Armenian Caritas is doing that. It's time for the global church to remember the Armenians, make connections with them, make relationships with them, and come alongside them in this very, very dark hour. Please pray that they'll find shelter. Please pray that the wounded will get the medical care that they need. Some people are driving 30 hours to get out of Nagorno-Karabakh because there are just so many cars, and some people are actually dying on the way for lack of medicine, for lack of water. So please pray that people just make that journey safely.
나고르노 카라바흐를 떠난 난민들을 돕기 위한 국제사회의 개입이 필요한 때입니다.